Hey everyone, welcome back to RJK English. So we're going to keep going with our grammar. Last time we did simple passive, now we're doing passive in the past. So if you haven't seen the first one, go back to the last episode. We are going to keep going through this book, English for Everyone. I am not sponsored by them, but I use it for people that I teach, and I find it to be really, really useful. I have a link below that I will post. Passive in the past. English uses the passive voice in the past to stress the effect of an action that happened in the past rather than the cause. That's what passive does. I was watched by the spy. So I could say I was watched yesterday. So I don't know who did it, but I know someone watched me. Simple passive is used when there's something completed in the past and we're focusing on the effect. So it's done in the past. The fire destroyed the buildings. This is normal. Here's the subject, the fire. Destroyed, this is the nominative. Destroyed the buildings. Here's the buildings are the direct object. Now, passive is going to move buildings to the subject, add a was or were, whereas in simple passive, here we go, it was is or are. Now we're in the past, it's was or were, and then the past participle. Remember, participle is different from past tense, though often they look the same. So were destroyed. So the buildings were destroyed. If you cut out by the fire, we don't know who destroyed them or what destroyed them. They were destroyed by the fire. I could say the buildings were destroyed. How did they get destroyed? There was an earthquake. So it's focusing on the effect and who was affected rather than the cause of it. Further examples, the trees were cut down last year. Why do they use were here and was here? So look at these. The trees were cut down last year. The railroad was damaged. Why are we using was or were here? The only reason is plural or singular. That's it. Trees is plural, so we use were. Railroad is singular, so we use was. And it's that easy. Okay? I don't change cut down. I don't change destroyed. I don't change damaged. I was cut down. He was cut down. She was cut down. They were cut down. Cut down is not going to change in that. We don't care who cut them down. We just care that the trees were cut down. The railroad was damaged during the storm. Do we know who or what damaged it? No, we just came out and saw, they were damaged. 2 people were injured in the accident. So often in the news, they will use passive because they don't know, there's not a specific of who was hurt. We just care about who was affected. Now, I have heard that in Turkish, you can do this very easily. One of my students told me that they could gossip very easily because it didn't assign blame or indicate what they believed about it. I guess Turkish might use passive a lot, or I don't know exactly. I haven't studied Turkish. If you're Turkish, please tell us more in the comments. Okay, past continuous. The secret agents were watching him. So now we're looking back in the past over a time period, right? The secret agents were watching him. He was being watched, so him. Harry Potter was being watched by someone. You'll read that in a book if you're reading Harry Potter. Secret agents were watching him. We switched this direct object over to the nominative here, to the subject. He was being watched by secret agents. Further examples. The students were being taught how to write good essays. Usually there would be a follow-up to that. The students were being taught how to write good essays when all of a sudden lightning struck. That's usually how we would use something like that, and it would be in a literary context. Or in a news context, the students were being taught how to write good essays when all of a sudden the militants barged in and said, you can't teach these kids, something like that. By the time I got back to my car, it was being taken away. See how it is subjective here? It's dependent on this other sentence. I went for lunch while my car was being fixed. The new secretary was being shown how to use the computer when the new principal walked in. We bought our house while it was being built. But notice how this past continuous passive usually is dependent on something else in the sentence. So anyways, I hope that helps you. See you next time. Hi everyone, welcome to RJK English. Make sure to like and subscribe, and that will help me make more of these videos. I'm on YouTube and on Instagram, and see us on Facebook, and we can talk further.